Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone has had a great weekend and is ready to get back to work. Good morning, Hank. How is your morning going? Good morning, True 72. Glad you could join in this morning. Yeah, I had to start off by making a run into town that I hadn't planned on doing. And so, in turn, that has just got everything backed up for me. But I shall survive. My pleasure. How was y'all's sales over the weekend? Yeah, how's your sales been? Good morning, Lanchart. Wow, good to hear that. True. 23 going out. Woo! Sounds like you're gonna have a busy morning. Um I don't want that. Okie dokie, Kathy. Kathy said she'd be here in a little bit. She had to pack up something. Um, like I said, I just ran back in the freaking house. Where was I at? I'm right here. And here now. Okay. Good morning, bargain shopping. Good morning, Jim Cooncat. Glad all y'all can make it in this morning. Well, you go. I'm like 9:49. Let me do one last thing, and I promise I will.
Morning, Tom.
Good morning, Maggie. How are you?
I'm good. Oh, geez, somebody's mowing their lawn. Wait. Oh,
Did you have a good weekend?
I did. How about you?
I did. It was good. Good morning, Lothar. How are you?
Let me get this thing up here.
Everybody's getting close to 1,000, so they'll probably boost it up to 1,500.
Oh, you're at 950. Hi,
Uh,
Carol.
No, Jim Cooncat is. I'm at like 949.
On my screen, you're 950.
Oh, is it?
So somebody must have just subbed to you.
Must have did.
Hi, Liz.
Liz. So did you sell a lot of stuff this weekend? Good morning, Yo-Yo Biggs.
I think I have 8 going out this morning, including the first Poshmark sale I've had since the new home market opened. I've had 0 Poshmark sales until yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, it was really weird.
Is it clothes that you sell? I mean, was it clothes that you sold?
Yeah, I only sell clothes.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah.
Clothes and books.
I mean, I don't know if the opening of the market had anything to do with it, but I just noticed it. But hopefully it'll start picking up again. So I've got, what have I got going out? Do you remember a few weeks ago we hit the Coast Guard? There's a Coast Guard base here.
Right.
And they were having a yard sale at the base housing, and this woman had just a whole boxes full of homeschooling books. And I just offered her $50 for the whole shebang, and she took it. So I've made a bunch of money off of that so far. So I've got one of those, a set of those, 2 sets of those going out, and a community cookbook, Portuguese, Tastefully Portuguese community cookbook that I think Michael paid a quarter for, that sold for $25.
Cool.
Yeah, so you should be on the lookout for those cookbooks. Not the ones from a church where everybody throws in their recipes, but
right.
Something that, like, this was called Tastefully Portuguese. So like ethnic cookbooks.
Right.
Yeah, cookbooks about a specific, a specific community food. Liz, Maggie's the book whisperer. I am.
You know what?
Love my books.
A lot of there are some really off the wall cookbooks out there that people buy.
Oh yeah.
I saw one this lady had in her hand, and it was like
Morning, Lindsay.
It was all like Middle Eastern, and some of that stuff looked really good on the cover.
Yes, something like that will really sell, because it's people's own recipes that you can't just buy. Looking to see what I might have sold lately. The Tastefully Portuguese. And then if I buy those community cookbooks that are just church cookbooks or whatever, I'll lot them together. There's a series called Time, Life, Foods of the World, and they're just small, spiral-bound cookbooks.
Right.
And if you can find them, so they'll sell individually, but if you find them like in lots, there's like a whole big set of them. But like I sold a set of 5 of them for $25. One recently I sold was called The Cat's Meow. Oh, cookbooks from specific places. Like this one was called the Albert Stevens Inn of Cape May. It was their recipes. And sometimes a bar or a restaurant will put out their own restaurants. That will put out their own recipe cookbook. I saw one called Louise's Cookbook. I don't know. Do you really want to hear about this?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Oh, okay. One I saw was, let me see, the Bar None Cafe from that was British Columbia. That sold for $25.
And
Um,
what kind of recipes were those?
that was gourmet vegetarian, so it was apparently a vegetarian cafe.
Okay.
Another one, Louise's Cookbook. It was a Cape May restaurant that's actually still open, but this was an older cookbook. It sold for $25. Let me see. Recipes and Memories from Mama Cash. Oh, this was Mama Cash from Johnny Cash's mother, I guess. His
Okay.
recipes. So yeah, stuff like that. You usually find them cheap. You can usually find them for a quarter, 50 cents. I always pick them up, and if I I'll throw them up for generally $25. And then if they sit for a while, I'll pull them off and lot them up. But oftentimes they'll sell individually.
My mom, she collects cookbooks and she collects dolls.
Okay.
And she has that whole Time Life set of big, they're 8x10 sheets, I guess, inside the books.
Debbie, hi.
Good morning.
She's got all of those cookbooks. And when she moved into the house she's in now, she started to get rid of all of them. And then she says, no, because just as soon as I do, I will want a recipe and I will have my recipe books.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey,
In it.
Sally.
Good morning, Sally.
Hey,
It's
Good
seeing
morning,
you.
Sally.
good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I'm all right. I had to find something today.
Oh no.
I had really good sales this weekend. Like I probably did like $400, $300 or $400 in sales.
Wow.
And so really good, but I sold a freaking pair of shorts and I can't find them. It's like, oh my God, are you serious? So that's what I'll be doing today. I have today and tomorrow off though.
Okay,
So,
good.
Yeah.
Well, if I didn't know that you had the day off, I would have waited and let you do the show.
Well, I'm gonna be preoccupied.
Okay.
She's got to find those shorts.
I gotta. Well, see, I thought about it, and if I have to, because she said they kind of look bluish instead of black, and so if they're blue, I don't want them. So I thought about telling her that they're blue.
Yeah, if you can't find them, tell her they're blue.
That's a
Morning,
good one.
Yeah.
Morning, Gwen.
Well,
Good morning.
Liz said she was
She
also
gave
on
me an out.
short.
She
Liz-
gave me an out, so I might take it.
Liz says she was also hunting a pair of shorts and she found them, so she's going to pass her good luck on to you for finding them.
Thank you. I'm gonna need it.
Good morning, Craig.
Good morning, Glenn. How are
Good morning,
you doing?
Greg. Carol, doing good.
How you feeling, Glenn?
Still healing, it's a little sore, but like I said, I'm not walking and all that, just trying to rest. Towards my leg,
When's your next set of shot? Will you get
Oh, I had one Friday. Basically, you get that one major set of shots, then you just get your regular vaccine for the next 3 weeks, which
Okay.
is basically a mosquito bite.
Oh, all right. So you don't have to do that painful thing again.
So I hear you that you hit the 1,000 mark.
Yeah, I broke the 1,000 mark Friday, I think.
Oh, awesome.
No, Thursday.
Well, good job.
And Pat D's made it too. I mean, he broke the 1,000 mark that day after, a couple hours later.
I saw that he was looking to do that. And also, who was the other one? Adam.
Well, he's trying to get up. He's 105 away now, maybe. I haven't checked. I know he was around 100.
Adam Sex.
I know he was around 120, 105, so he should get it. When he goes to Vegas, he wants to be able to film it and all that, on his phone.
Yeah.
And do live shows.
Yeah, because he does some good stuff.
No, you just have to have 1,000 subscribers. You don't have to be monetized to be able
No,
to do live.
no. To go live, what's crazy, Pat, tried to go live, 'cause I went live Saturday, to test it out, even though I got my camera in front of me right now and all that, I put my camera up here and all that just to see if it would work, But Pat tried to do it and he wouldn't let him do it.
Now, how are you as far as your hours?
I don't know. I got to go check and see. But I know to get X amount of hours,
Yeah.
Like I said, land chart picker Craig in there helped get me over 1,000. He was my show Wednesday night. Then he started doing it. He's the first one to do the morning show, and I think Todd was in it, Kimmy, a couple others.
Right.
They did like a rotating show.
Right.
Craig wants to know, have you seen your invoice yet, Glenn?
They got lost.
It must have got lost in the mail.
Yeah, no, it's lost in the cloud somewhere.
Yeah, I was about to say if you send it via the internet, then it's gone for good. Hey Deb, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm glad that you could log in because
Yeah.
you were having problems last
coffee
week.
swag or Deb.
Yeah, I'm having iced coffee this morning because I woke up late, so the coffee was already off. So I was like, I'll just have iced coffee. Coffee's coffee.
Well, I'm gonna step away, guys. I gotta go do a couple things. I still turning on lights and computers at my work.
All right.
It's too cold for iced coffee, or I'm like in a sweater. I have shorts on, but I'm in a sweater and I have a blanket over my legs. I'm freezing.
It's going to be in the 70s today.
What the hell is with the temperature? Yeah,
I know.
Last month it was 92 degrees in Charlotte.
Oh my gosh. It's 56 here.
What's up?
What's up?
Good morning, Todd. Todd
Hey,
must
old
have had a
fart.
good weekend.
No. Well, Father's Day was nice, but sales stunk.
Did you get good sales this weekend?
No.
No?
Horrible. Awful. Terrible.
Really?
I usually have like at least 12 items going out on Mondays. Today I have 6.
Wow.
So I'm like, man, bad sales.
Well,
bad.
For me, it was good. I shipped out. I'm shipping out 5 right now, and I shipped out 4 on Saturday. So, and I don't even know if I sold anything on Friday. But that was good enough. 9 sales for me is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maggie said that she sold the first thing on Poshmark that she has in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I sold something on Poshmark yesterday.
And Deb's
My
been
wife
selling
is
postcards.
Yeah, I sold a bracelet I shipped out Saturday and 1 postcard, and then I had 2 that paid yesterday and today, so that was 3 postcards.
That's good.
I've been selling coffee cups. And those damn things have been in my store for a year, and all of a sudden they've started selling.
Not weird.
I sold some more of those Oral-B toothbrushes.
Oh, did you? Cool.
I think 2 of them for like $45 each, so I'm at $90 total, and I sold the actual brush with a refill for $120 or $115.
wow. How much did you get for all those, Glenn?
For 35 pieces, I paid $20.
Wow.
So
That's
if I
a
sell it,
killer deal you made.
$1,600. If I do it right, 16. I can take. Some of them I actually took them a little bit less, just to move them. But it's only been less than a week, or it's been less than a week. It's been right at a week.
That was a killer deal you made, Glenn.
And I saw them there on Saturday. I bought them on Sunday. It was a estate sale. Normally I'm in church, and all that. So as soon as I got out, I went to early service. I got there like 10:30 or 10:15, which was right down the street from the church in my house.
Yeah.
And I actually took a knife and opened the box up because I didn't know what was in there, because she had them sealed. And I said, so I looked them up, and I saw what they're selling for. And I grabbed them all. I went and grabbed her and said, how much for all of them? And I said, will you take 20 for it? And she said, yeah.
That's great.
But I would have paid full price Friday, Man.
The truth said that he's having a run of lowball offers and still waiting for the highball more than I'm asking offers. Should be coming to balance everything out. Yeah, but what I did, because I was getting those the other day, it was like lowball offer one after the other, and I was like, screw this. So I was listing, and I didn't even put offer on my listing, and I started getting better offers. So
I talked to a guy at the thrift store at the Goodwill near me, and he is. I knew of him. I have never met him.
mm-hmm.
He doesn't do YouTube shows. They're strictly a daggum bookseller on Amazon and on eBay, and he has like 3 or 4 people that work for him. I think he does these 99-cent books, and or start them off at 99 cents, whatever. And he was looking for a book, so he'd have a complete set. And he said, by any chance do you have it? And I said, I don't know, but I'll look and let you know. And so when I got home, I texted him and said, I have it. And I mean, it's not one that I had listed. It's just one that's in the bookcase over there, because I thought I had one of the series. So he gave me $30 just for the book, so he'd have his set, which sells for like $700 or $800.
Wow.
If you have the complete set. So, what were you going to say, Sally? I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, I just said hi to Hank. I was gonna say though that I got some stuff. I actually bought $40 worth of stuff from my friend, and I haven't done a haul on it yet. But it's good. It's pretty good stuff. Lots of toys. Right now I'm trying to get batteries in an old Tamagotchi. If I get the batteries in it and it works, then it's probably worth about $50.
That's nice.
Got like a dinosaur, like a talking fighting dinosaur, and you can teach it to fight and teach it certain moves and stuff.
Cool.
A whole bin of toys.
What does it say? I'm gonna rip your head off.
It like growls and
growls.
Talks. I don't know.
In the chat, there's a Farmall fanatic, and as you can tell, he's a fanatic for Farmall stuff, the tractor.
Mm-hmm.
So if y'all run across any Farmall stuff, you might drop him a note. But also, he does videos on Farmall equipment, but he also does a networking show, and He's really good at it, and he always has a lot of people. So if you're interested in building up your subscriber count, be sure and check him out, friend him, and so you'll get notifications when he does this show.
All right.
And he's another one that should go into the auctioning business because he can talk so freaking fast.
Kind of like me.
Todd, you're like me. You would never. People would be on $20 and we'd be on $5. They'd be moving so fast. So, like I said, y'all be sure and check him out. Good morning, Mike. I didn't see you come in.
A 60-pound Luther 900 got a 60-pound M&M display case with yellow wheels. And yellow with wheels. That's awesome.
The yellow wheels made me think of something. I don't know whether I told you or not, but I saw this picture in my Facebook feed, and they had taken a smart car, and they had painted it like one of the little Fisher Price, the little cars that kids would get in and ride around or push themselves around in. So the body was red, and the roof was yellow. And it had, I think it was yellow wheels, but it had the Fisher Price sticker on the corner where it would be at on the actual toy.
Right.
I thought that was pretty cute myself. Yeah. It doesn't take much to entertain me. Good morning, gamer. Glad you could pop in. So, Todd, what did you sell over the weekend? 200 pounds of gold?
I did have a Facebook marketplace. I sold a printer for $50.
Cool.
That's a good deal. No shipping, no fees. Yeah,
right.
I like those kind of sales. One of those printers I got at the prison auction. That was my Friday. I went garage sailing, right? And I bought some.
Yeah.
I bought some photo copy paper to make pictures on your computer with. And I bought so much stuff. My truck cab was pretty full. So I just put these packages of photo paper in the bed of my pickup, and off to home I went. And about 15 miles from home, I'm driving down the highway, and I look at my rear view mirror, and I'm leaving a trail of paper blowing out the back of my pickup. One of the packages had opened.
Oh no.
And I think I left like 100 sheets of paper all over the highway.
Oh my God.
And then I got home and I was unloading all my treasures, right? And my 31-year-old son calls me, and I take my phone. Hello? Dad, you're on Facebook Live. What? Yeah, you're live on Facebook right now. What? That's impossible. I'm out garage selling in a month. So, sure enough, I look on my phone, go to the Facebook app, and I'm live.
Facebook Live.
So for 10 minutes, I'm live on Facebook with my phone in my dark pants pocket, scruffing around.
It was pretty funny.
You watched it? Oh my God.
I know. I mean, if you think it's bad that you went live,
If I would have known about it, I would have watched it too.
And
Just just to see if you farted or something. That would
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't go to the bathroom.
I know.
And I got a message from Craig, the land shark picker. He says, "We really enjoyed your video." Ha 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 ha. Oh man. So I was like, God dang.
Hank says everybody was waiting for you to show goodies, but nope.
So I did, the funny thing is,
Talk
I
about
don't even know how to go live on Facebook. I guess
Well,
I guess I
apparently
was
your pants do.
I guess I was bumping packages against my phone inside my pants pocket while I was carrying it in, and it must have hit the Facebook app and it must have hit the live button.
Yep.
So I butt dialed Facebook Live right there on Friday afternoon.
That's funny.
So
Good
but I
job,
got
Todd's pants.
I got some good stuff. I got a pool cue I put on 7-day auction that's already bid to 61.
Woo!
I got 2 pull cues and a case for $20 at an estate sale Friday.
Awesome.
But yeah, Friday, and then I went to Parrot Head Picker's video,
Mm-hmm.
and he was talking about he'd been garage sailing that day too, and he ripped his pants from stem to stern while he was garage sailing.
Oh.
From stem to stern. Now, I can take that several different ways.
Yeah, he showed a picture of it during the video. I mean, it was pretty much from his belt line in the back all the way down to the crotch. Yeah.
That's funny.
So, yeah, I commented on his video and said, "Yeah, my Friday was kind of unique too."
Yeah, we saw the video.
Sometimes garage sailing can be humorous.
We had to go up to my in-laws yesterday, and my eyes are running this morning. I whipped it into a thrift store in Lincoln, North Carolina, and that Goodwill is just like our Goodwills. God, if you're looking for clothes, they got plenty of clothes, but hard goods, they don't have squat for hard goods. But that's like I don't know whether there's just so many of them, so many Goodwills in this area that they don't get enough hard goods to spread around, or what the deal is. And we had like 2 yard sales in our area on Saturday, and normally we'll have 100 because it's kind of high density out here where we're at. I guess it's because it's Father's Day weekend.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Thank you, Snobby Scrap Picker. Come back when you get a chance. Every time I see that, every time Glenn's picture pops up, I know he's a dirt biker, and that's what rig he's wearing. But with the background like it is, it looks like he's standing at the ocean. And I know some guys that do some cave diving, and they do cave diving, scuba diving, in caves that has a lot of turbulence in them. and they
Mhm.
wear something similar to what he's wearing. It might be actually motocross gear that they're riding. But so every time I see his picture pops up, I think about that, and I need to call Brian and see what he's doing. I haven't talked to him in a while.
Yeah, the picture of me is in Colorado in 1997, about a place called Flag Mountain, which is probably one of the highest places in that area.
Well, you were young.
Yeah, 97. I think I rode from there from 96 to 2000, so I think maybe around 97, that particular picture.
Were you a professional rider?
Oh, no, this is a beginner.
Uh,
Even though I'm in the business,
you're right.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you
Ride
had
the same
started off
bike
as a
a pro.
rider.
So, good thing about my sport, you basically ride the same bike. The beginner can ride it to a pro. All depends on how much you want to put into your equipment,
Right.
Well, I got to go. I got some service people out there I got to attend to, so I'll talk to y'all later.
Okay.
All right,
Congratulations
bye.
again. Congratulations again on hitting your 1,000.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Bye, Glenn.
Seems like everybody's going for that 1,000.
Well, they can't do live videos unless you have 1,000 subs.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, they're not. I mean, I'm sure the end game is to be able to be monetized, but they put up a new thing where you have to have 1,000 subscribers to be able to do live mobile videos.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Hey, Ketho. Good morning.
Looks like Mary's having some kind of a customer problem.
Yeah, I saw
Uh-oh.
that. Good morning. Well, he can't hear. I was trying to say good morning, Brandon. But
He can hear you.
Oh, can he?
Yeah.
Good morning, Brandon.
What are you doing with the shirt on? You look weird.
What are you doing with your shirt on?
Summertime, I expect him to be completely naked at this time.
He was cold this morning,
Oh,
so he
cover that
put
back
clothes
up.
on.
It's too early in the morning.
He had to wear clothes because he was cold this morning.
Oh, wow.
I know.
I didn't think he ever got cold.
I didn't think so either.
Nikki was talking about she was so cold last week while she was working.
What was wasn't it like in the 40s? It's been in the 40s
Yeah.
or the 50s.
It's been crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's see if you can get this to work. Gonna have to look it up and see how to I know there's a reset button in the back, but you probably had to push certain buttons. It's one of those old Tamagotchis. I know, Liz.
Everything work out with the doctor for Brandon? Are y'all waiting on results or what?
Yeah, basically, he has to get some other testing done and stuff like that. They're basically going to try and rule out leukemia.
Right.
So
My sister-in-law, her cancer came back a couple of weeks ago, and so she's in full treatment for that now.
that's awful.
It is, but we saw her yesterday, and she looked really good.
Hello? No.
I'm surprised people still get as many telephone solicitations as we get, because we get them, and I'm like, thank you, but I'm not interested, and hang up.
I never even.
Mhm.
I don't answer unless I know the number it's calling.
They use local numbers now, and that pisses me off.
Yeah. They use a number that starts with the same that my number starts with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Today is the 17th.
It's, I thought that went out a long time ago. Cold telephone calls, I guess you'd call it.
You ever heard of an Armatron watch,
Yes.
Todd?
Yeah, I've got 2 or 3 in my store right now.
Mm.
It's kind of like a Casio.
I found one in my friend's stuff, but the band is broke. So I was thinking about maybe trying to switch the bands on it.
That'd be good if you got extra bands. Problem is matching up the.
Well, I would have to take it off of another watch probably.
Yeah.
But I
That's
don't
not
know.
a big deal if you've got the right millimeters between the 2 lugs that hold the band.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm disappointed with. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say this stuff has been in there for about 12 years, and this watch is still running. So there's some pretty dang good batteries, I guess.
I guess so. So I'm just going to switch the subject to poor eBay sellers. And I have an example.
I say I pop in and he wants to talk about bad eBay sellers.
Yeah, that's Kathy.
Should I be offended and just go ahead and leave now, or let more than all you sexy people?
Hi, Kathy. How you doing?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Good. Was your vacation real good?
It was wonderful. I almost did not want to come back, and I think I'm still in vacation mode.
Yeah, it takes a while to get back and get back into it. It's like, oh, I really got to work now.
No, I gotta
Really?
do this again.
Well, every time I saw a picture of her, she had a wine glass in her hand.
That was me and Liz's birthday celebration. I got to meet Liz in Gatlinburg. We had a great time.
Yeah, that looked really fun.
Oh, we had a blast. Yeah, it was so much fun. I got to meet Liz and her husband. We went out wine tasting. Had a really, really good time.
Did you go to the moonshine tasting?
Did I go where?
Did you go to the moonshine tasting?
We missing that one. But we did have a good time with the wine tastings and cider tasting, and
with the new batteries in.
brought a bunch of wine home with us. Hey, Mike, it was a good time.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time because it's been kind of less stressful for you the last couple of months.
It's been rough, but we had a good time though.
Did you get a little tipsy?
Just a little bit tipsy the first night, because their wine up there is as much as our hard liquor is down here, volume wise.
Really?
So it's kind of like, yeah. I missed you too, Mary.
I hate to interrupt, but I'm dying to know what the grumpy old man had a bad emailer.
I am too. I'm sorry, Todd. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right. Well, I don't want to manipulate the combo, but yeah. So last week my grill died, and Gwen said, "You need to go to Walmart and buy a new one, or you need to go to Home Depot and buy a new one." I'm like, "I'm too cheap. I'm just going to order one off of eBay." So I did, and a couple days went by and no tracking number, and I got a message from him saying, "Hi, originally our handling and shipping time takes 13 business days, but there may be a little delay because our supplier experienced an unusually large number of orders." In other words, this seller is drop shipping this thing to me from China or something.
Oh, wow. Really?
So I sent him a message. I said, "You sold me an item that you don't have in stock? That's a very poor way of doing business on eBay." I never sell anything that I do not have in stock. Customers who order from eBay lose confidence when things like this happen. I do not want to lose my customer base because of sellers like you who do not have their items in stock.
Mm-hmm.
Todd. And then messaged me back and they said, "Thank you for your patience and understanding. We will keep you posted." I messaged him back. I said, "I am not patient or understanding. When you make an eBay listing for an item to be delivered by a certain time frame, you made a promise to me, the buyer, that you would carry through. I don't wish to be posted. I wish to have my grill that I paid you for. If you sell items on eBay that you do not have in stock, you make all of the sellers look bad to customers. Please do not ever do this again. Sincerely, Todd."
Get them.
So he messaged me back and said, "Oh, I understand this is disappointing. We'll give you a 10% refund, and it may take 1 to 3 more weeks to be delivered."
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Summer
Did you
will be
tell them
over.
100% refund that you don't want it?
No, I'm still going to take it. I'm going to ride this seller like a bad bull. I'm going to dig my spurs in and gouge them and poke at them for 3 weeks until I get my grill.
Why'd you get it? It's like one of those little hibachi grills.
It's not a big one. It's a 2-burner, but that's all I need. I can make 8 burgers on it. That's fine. But I don't know. It just it gets all over me, these drop shippers. And I knew, when I first bought it, oh yeah, they're going to have pretty long delivery time. But then, yeah, picked me up. I got a little testy.
I don't blame you.
Anyway, okay, back to happy times. How was your weekend, Kathy?
My weekend, it was good. We actually did pretty good with the sales and stuff as far as like on vacation, which I was really surprised. After we wouldn't have any.
Yep. So what would y'all, once you get the grill, would y'all leave the seller a bad feedback for this situation?
I would. I mean, if you made a promise of a certain shipping date and they're drop shipping, they didn't have it. I mean, I would explain in my feedback of what they said or what you can put in there.
Yeah.
I mean, because it is a negative. I mean, there's no sense in getting a positive on something that you didn't deliver.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just me, though. I mean, I hate leaving negative feedback for anybody, but I'm sorry. On a situation like that.
We were, to change the subject again. we were leaving my mother-in-law's to come home yesterday afternoon, and all the gauges on my car would not work.
Wow.
You need a new car.
No, it's a freaking Chevrolet. Wait till I see Tara again.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, that's your problem. You own a Chevrolet.
Well, it's a Saturn, and really, we haven't had any problems with it. Really had any problems with it, but it was stuff that, like, it had. It's a Saturn Outlook, and it's a really good riding car, and it's really nice on the inside. And we haven't had any problems with it, but that class of vehicle across the General Motors brand has transmission problem. Like about 40,000 miles, you're having to have a new transmission put in it.
Oh, wow.
Well, they had already had that done, and that's the reason we bought it. because it's supposed to be an excellent vehicle except for the transmissions. But apparently, this is another issue with GM products that you have to. There's a little heavy duty fuse up under the hood that you have to switch out.
Wow.
But sometimes if you just turn it off and let it sit for a minute and crank it back up, then they all work. So I actually went into an auto parts place and was talking to them, and they didn't have it. And he actually called up the street to another auto parts place, and they had one. And when I went out and went back outside and cranked up the car, all the gauges were working.
That's
So I
cool.
walked back inside and said, "Hey, it started working all of a sudden." And he said, "Well, that was." He said, "I was sitting here reading on the internet about it, and apparently that's another thing that happens if you just let it sit for a minute. It'll start working again." But the odometer worked. All of that stuff worked. Just not any of the gauges like the speedometer, the tachometer, or any of that kind of stuff. And me being the naive person I am, and I'm sorry, something's got my sinuses and my eyes running like crazy this morning. I thought the tachometer came directly off the engine block, but I guess it doesn't do that anymore. I'm not a mechanic. I take my stuff to a dealership.
Hey, Lori.
Morning, Lori.
Good
Okay, if I had 3 more people, I'd have a full house for once in my life.
I know, right?
Kathy, we still doing the show on Wednesday night?
Yeah, he's gonna do it Wednesday. He's been messing with a lot of stuff on the channel, so we were just having a lot of issues that night with our internet.
Right.
Our internet is just jacked up. I don't know what's going on with them between those and our light company. So he said, "Screw it, I'm just gonna do it on Wednesday," and then I think he's gonna try to keep it there since yard sale season's among us, and everybody needs to go to bed early.
Right.
And we just don't know how to stop talking whenever we're on there. It's probably just best we do it during a weeknight.
Well, that's fine. There's a lot of good stuff to talk about.
Yeah. So yeah, he's gonna do it. He's got a bunch of stuff set up, and it's actually doing a lot better. He's messing with it all weekend. So.
Patrick, the crazy card says, "Not to worry. 14 Chinamen are diligently working on that grill, working like Santa's helpers on your grill at this moment."
That's right.
That boy's not right.
Thank you, Hickory. He is not right.
Morning, Hickory Springs.
Well, yeah, Ding Hao and Ding Bud over there in China better hurry it up.
Yes, Mike, you have no sense.
You have to be
But we
careful
love
of
you.
that. Fine print on some of these ads, because I ordered some things one time, some tools, and it said it was going to be here by like a week later, and it hadn't even left China yet.
Oh, God.
And I sent them an email. Well, I sent them an email saying I hadn't received the item, and I got sort of like Todd's return email. "Thank you for your understanding. Blah 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 blah." But then it says, there's been some delays on receiving items from China. And I wrote back, I said, "Well, I'm going to cancel the order because I didn't order it from China. I ordered it from California, that's where they said they were shipping it from. And because I need it now, I don't have another 10 days to wait." And so I just canceled the order, and which I never got the item, which is fine.
Yeah.
So that meant that it hadn't even been shipped yet.
Well, it's like Hank said, that comes with the territory when like the cheapest option is usually going to come from China or drop shipper. So Sometimes you have to look at that. It don't always happen that way, but for majority of it, I've noticed that.
Well, yeah, at that, that school auction I went to, I got a bunch of these, what do you call them? You put your little notebook up here, and then it works like a regular computer with a keyboard down here, and it's white.
Yeah.
Do they work?
It syncs to your notebook thing. Anyway, none of them had cords when I got them from the school, so I ordered them from a Chinese shipper, and it took 2 weeks or more to get my package in, and I ordered 10 of the power supplies, and in the package was 1.
What?
Yeah. So I messaged the seller, "You freaking snack freaking wreck," and then out loud I typed, "Look, here's a picture. I only got 1. Where's the other 9? Oh, we'll get those right out to you." I'm like, and another 2.5, 3 weeks later, yeah, they finally came in.
Mm.
I'm like, "You freaking wreck, snacking."
So you should contact me for cords. I have like 3 totes full of cords, and I probably could find one that fits anything.
That's
Well,
what I'm gonna do. If I need a cord, if anybody that's listening to this show needs a cord,
I have a gazillion.
contact Kathy. If you have a friend that needs a cord,
Needs a cord. Contact me. I have like gazillions of them. I swear I got like 2. We have 2 totes full of them.
oh yeah, I got a big tote full of power supplies, but none of the ones I had would fit these things.
I'm like, I'm so sick. If I see another cord, I'm gonna throw it out.
I had a box of Cat 5 cables. I've got out of storage units and stuff like that. And I took one of the boxes of them to the school that the boys used to go to, and I left it on the front steps, and I called the headmaster and I said, "Kyle, I left you a box of Cat 5 cables on your front porch at the school." And he's like, "Well, this will be a couple of days before I go there. I go by there." I said, "Well, if they're there, they're there. If they're not, they're not." And he called me back, or he texted me back and said, "Hey, I ran by there and picked them up." But then he started saying, because I just donated them to the school. He says, "By any chance you got any power cables for laptops?" I said, "No." And those daggum power cook cords, the old style 3 that you plug into the back of your computers. It's just a plug that goes in the wall and then a plug that plugs in the back of your computers. I must have a box of those around here somewhere where I've just accumulated through the years.
Yeah. I got a bunch of power cables. But that's the thing, when you go to a school auction, you buy a box lot of like those computer key things, chances are they're going to be missing the cords.
Yeah.
Or you get everything but the instructions, or you get everything but the microphone that goes with it, or whatever. Something's always going to be missing, and you have to.
And just the cable I was just talking about, it's just a piece of drop cord's what it is. I was looking at one at Best Buy and they were $14.99.
Yeah, I've got lots of those in my store right now. I've got like 6, 8 listings of just Cat 5 cable or Ethernet cords. They got the little ends on them for the
Right.
Ethernet, however you say that. Barney's the computer expert. How do you say that?
How do you say it? Ethernet, honey, or
Ethernet?
Ethernet?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, those Ethernet, Cat 5 Ethernet cords. I've got a bunch of them in my eBay store, and they're not selling. And I got them in pretty big lots, by 20.
I ran over to this. I got a phone call from this guy. I didn't know him, but he was a friend He was a friend of a friend, and he just finished building a new house over in the country club, and they could not get the whole house when it was built. It was wired with Cat 5, so every room in the house has at least one Cat 5 cable, and or plugging in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
None of them were working. So he asked me if I could run by there and check it. So I took this little gadget I have, and I checked about a dozen of the outlets, and none of them were working. So I went back to the end, and I unplugged the main switch from the router or the modem, and then I plugged this other little gadget into it, and then went to one of the wall circuits, and what it does is one end sends a little signal, so when you go to the other end of the Cat 5 cable, you should pick up a signal saying that it's making connection. Well, to make a long story short, it goes from the router to a switch, and then the whole house is wired into the switch. Well, sometime or another, they put a screw through the back of the circuit board inside the switch, so they had the whole circuit board shorted out. And he was not amused because he spent probably about $12,000 having this house wired for Cat 5. And then he called the guy to come out and replace the switch. And he said, well, it was going to be today before he could get it, or the Monday before he could get out there to fix it. And that even made him even madder. And he asked me, he says, can you fix it? And I just went and got a cheap ass switch from Best Buy and got him internet. He paid the bill. That's all I care about.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning.
Hi, Craig.
Good morning.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Craig, thanks for the encouraging messaging about my live broadcasts.
Yeah.
That was funny.
I was like, okay, am I late to this thing? Is he off grabbing something he's trying to show somebody? Just do I see anything?
It was his butt talk week.
Yeah.
I have no idea how I did that. It just by osmosis, I went live.
I think it went viral, didn't it?
His butt went viral on Facebook.
You should leave it up there and put that.
Oh, hell no.
That was good.
In fact, I didn't listen back to the whole thing because I wanted to delete it quickly. But yeah, there's no telling what all I did and said.
I don't think I wasn't there but a handful of minutes. I don't think you said anything. I think it was just a bunch of rustling and, like I said, you getting stuff either in and out of the truck or something.
Yeah. My phone was just kind of scruffing around inside my pocket, while I was carrying crap in.
We went on a trip to the Netherlands it's been 20 plus years ago. And we had one of it was before the little small camcorders were popular. It was the ones that were not the regular size big ones, the VHS, but the i8 or the 8mm that were the medium sized. And we had one of those. My wife carried it in her purse, and she would film, and we were in the car. And we'd get off, get out of the car somewhere, and she'd like, I'm going to start recording. And it was already recording. So we had like an hour worth of footage of inside her purse. Multiple times that trip.
Delete, 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 delete.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens with with these damn phones. I stick mine in my front pocket, and so sometime during the day it'll start recording video.
Yeah.
Thank God it's not been broadcasting it, because my language can get kind of blue at times, especially in this city.
Yeah, they make it too easy. You should have to, are you sure? A lot of sites used to say, are you sure you want to do this? But then I guess people would complain that it was too hard to do. Excuse me.
I need to go take some Benadryl, but if I do, y'all sit and watch me just kind of zone out.
It'll be a face-off between Sally and Tom, but who can sleep the fastest? Poor Sally. Have you been working again?
Oh, she's off for the next couple of days.
Uh-oh. Who you got?
Yeah.
There was a guy named Jordan. I think he's from
Do you
like.
guys
up in
remember
Ohio.
these?
Go ahead.
What is that?
What is that?
Looks like a popcorn popper.
Is that what that is?
It's a microwave popcorn popper. You turn it over, you put your kernels in the middle, you turn it over and put it in the microwave, and you pop your popcorn. And then when you take it out of the microwave, you set it like this, and it's got a handle and everything.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool. I've never seen one like that.
I haven't either.
That was like between the hot air blowing one and the bagged popcorn, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funnel to your mouth. Yep, exactly. I haven't share with anybody. That's mine.
Yeah, Liz said you can funnel that right through to your mouth.
Mhm.
No, I haven't sold it yet.
I
I
absolutely
haven't
love
listed it yet.
popcorn.
I love good popcorn.
I do too. Rural King has some of the best popcorn. I love going there just for their popcorn.
There's a place. Our food line has started carrying it. It's already popped and it's in a bag.
Mhm.
And it's a big bag. I don't know what the brand. I don't remember what the brand is, but they have buttered, like a movie style, then plain, and then something else. That buttered popcorn, that movie style popcorn, tastes just like it came from the theater.
Mhm.
If you throw some in a plastic bowl and throw it in the microwave for about 20 seconds, just to warm it up a little bit, make you kiss your grandma.
Our little theater here already has a where you put your own butter on. You put you put the bucket under there and it just drops butter on. I'm like, just let it put all kinds of butter on it.
Yeah, Liz, it's called a Amana Raider range popper.
Amana was one of the first microwave companies that produced microwaves to the general public.
And they were huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were massive. My sister bought one way back in the day.
Yeah, there's no way that I could put this in my microwave.
Hers looked like the top. Yeah, hers looked like the top
one.
half of a refrigerator. It was so big. We're like, yeah. She says, "Oh, but it's under the counter." I said, "Okay, it's going to pull everything down with it."
Yeah.
Huge.
I like going through the appliance section at like Lowe's where they've got them like displays of the cabinets set up with appliances set and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a my next house is going to have a double oven in the wall. But one of they had this double oven set up, and the top one was a microwave, convection, standard oven, all in one unit. And the lady that was there talking about it, you can cook a roast in like 15 minutes with this thing because it convections, it conventional oven, and it's the microwave is constantly popping on and off. I said I'd like to try one of those just to see how it tastes because you microwave a lot of meat, it comes out tasting like cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would take a Amana. That was a big commercial. Amana radar range.
I mean, one of the original microwaves we had, it didn't have the digital buttons on it. You turned the little dial.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How about go get me something to drink?
A little early for that, isn't it?
I got a microwave on Facebook Marketplace right now, and I can keep lowering the price and lowering the price, and nobody wants it.
Just give it away, Todd, so you don't have to haul it.
A lot of people are using those Instapots now too.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Those and those air fryers.
Yep, and rotisseries.
Yeah.
Yep.
Microwaves just ain't as big as they used to be.
They're good for a quick warm up of something, and that's about it. Popcorn. My dad used to call them a $1,500 popcorn popper, or $800, whatever he called, whatever it was back then.
We have the air fryer, and I use that sucker all the time.
I
Yeah.
want one of those. I've got one of the Copper Chef trays that you put in the oven. It's got the little baking tray, then it has the wire once you sit on top of it.
Yeah.
We're kind of using our oven for that, frying and stuff, and it works good too. But I would love to have one of the was it the 7-in-1 air fryers that does everything.
I don't know. Ours is just an air fryer, and I cook everything in that. If it's friable or bakeable,
Yep.
what it is it's a convection oven's what it is.
Right.
Really?
They've got a new one out now. It looks like a big toaster oven. What's his name?
Yeah.
The one that says "Bam" all the time. He's the one that's promoting it. What is his name? Emerald Degassi.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's promoting that one, and it. I mean, it looks like a microwave.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah, but it does so much stuff. I'm like, good Lord, maybe I want one of those instead.
We just got the Ninja one, the Ninja air fryer, and the baked potatoes are like so good.
Oh yeah. You
And the food actually tastes like it's supposed to when it comes out of those. When it comes out of the microwave, you can tell that it's changed.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's exactly what a microwave does. It changes the molecular structure of whatever is in there.
I mean,
Right.
you're
That's
getting
why
too
it gets that
scientific for food now.
taste. What's that?
I said you're getting too scientific for food. I just didn't know if I need to eat it or not.
but if you take a baked potato that will fit down in that air fryer, pat it down with olive oil.
Salt.
Oh, and put a little salt on it.
Pat it down again with rock salt,
Yes.
cooking rock salt.
Mm-hmm.
Punch a couple of 3 holes into the top of it.
I can't
Stick it in
have salt.
Huh?
I can't have salt.
Well, then leave the salt off, honey.
Well, then no.
What about you can put garlic powder on it.
Yeah.
That's true.
But those things taste so good cooking it like that.
Or even cheese powder, something.
I know. It's like, you want me to do what? Go with what? Are you high when you're telling me this? You must be.
my brother got this like French fry seasoning for French fries, and that's what he puts on the outside of the potato before he puts it in the air fryer, and it is like, so good.
Oh yeah, Hank, I tried those no sodium seasonings. I found one that I like so far. But it's so
Mrs. Dash. Kathy.
huh?
Have you tried Mrs. Dash?
Oh yeah, I have Mrs. I love Mrs. Dash. I always
Yeah, I
use
do too. I use Mrs. Dash on everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to find anything, you know, but to not do salt is even harder. Yeah, that's what I got is the Aldi brand one, Hank. And it's actually really good. It's just a different taste you have to get used to compared to salt and then the seasons, you know. But I mean, I like the one I got.
I'm not cooking. The only time I will cook an egg in a microwave is when I take a little glass bowl that I have. I can put one egg in it, stir it up, and put it in for 1 minute in the microwave. Pop that sucker out onto a biscuit and throw some bacon on it. And it comes out perfect.
You know the best. Do you know the best way to do it without a mess in the microwave? A Ziploc bag. Scramble them up, put them in a Ziploc bag. You can put cheese or whatever you want in there. Cook it for a few minutes. It'll cook perfect every time and no mess.
Really?
Yeah.
I've done it in a coffee cup.
You don't eat egg?
No mess unless if you cook an egg for 2 minutes and then you take it out and stick a fork in it, it'll go like this.
Oh God.
It explode all over your kitchen ceiling.
Do you know this from experience or?
Oh yeah,
It's a Sally experience.
yeah.
I know that from experience.
It happened when I was working at the group home, and there we were picking egg off that ceiling for like 2 months. Like every once in a while, we'd find a piece of egg over here on the cupboard or whatever. Bless you.
When we were kids, we would take canned sodas, which were usually the Czech sodas because my parents didn't buy name brand. And you'd shake them up. You shake those canned sodas up, and you shake them up, and then you'd wait till a good friend is walking by. And you'd pop that sucker, the tab on it, and hit it on the ground, and it would shoot out of it like a rocket.
Oh, good Lord have mercy.
So, a bunch of 11, 12, and 13-year-old boys in the around 1970, they just thought it was funny as hell just to wait till one of your other friends is walking by and not paying attention to what you're doing, and it's like, okay, I bet I can hit him. we drank a lot of water, not soda, because our soda was always spread over. And I remember this one of the mothers, because we camped, there's about 7 families that camped together. Mrs. Rozier lost her mind one day about that. Because her daughter, who was the same age as all of us, she came to their camper, and she was covered in Czech cola.
Oh God.
And which the daughter was fine with, because we was getting ready to go swimming anyway. But her mother was like, "You boys had better stop doing that." Needless to say, we didn't stop doing that. We just made sure we stayed away from Cindy when we were launching the cola. So there's your Uncle Tom walk down memory lane story for the day.
You should put music with these stories.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to and cut them all out and set them to music. I did start going back through Valerie's videos. I'm looking for the video that has Nikki spilling her soup. Because I'm gonna download it, and I'm gonna cut that section out of it and make about a 15-minute loop of Nikki spilling her soup and the words that came out of her mouth.
Did you see that originally, Tom?
Do what?
Have you seen that one?
Where she spills her soup?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was watching it live when it happened.
Yeah.
It's funny because Nikki.
Yep.
She was talking about with this cold weather and doing the mowing, it's just killing her hands.
I can imagine. We've been doing that a lot.
Our weathermen are taking a beating out here because everybody's been gearing up for like 100-degree weather, and we had May was in the 90s, and now it's dropped back off into the mid 80s. Good morning, Urban Viking Explorers.
Good morning.
The 80s is still pretty warm.
It can be.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that the higher the temperature gets, lots of times the humidity gets thicker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point you can actually feel the air as you breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was this morning. We had fog this morning because it was so humid.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I know
It's
we were in the mountains and it wasn't that bad, which I was really surprised. But I guess because it was up in that northern area,
mm,
I guess I don't know, because it didn't seem as humid as it did like here. Like, I don't know. I like y'all's humidity in Michigan because y'all's humidity compared to here is like you can at least breathe.
yeah.
It's horrible. Though.
I don't know. Sometimes here, you walk outside, you're like,
Yeah.
I can't breathe.
Like, stop it. Yeah, y'all get really bad. What, in August? It starts getting heavier. July, August.
You feel like you're drinking the air.
Yeah.
Well, that's usually the summer times down here. And if you get over to the coast, it even gets worse. Oh, I stopped into this little flea market over the weekend. It's just like a pop-up one, And I was walking there. It was basically like a row of tables, aisle that you could walk down, another row of tables, and then another aisle. So it's kind of small. Anyway, I was walking down through there, and this little boy standing there. He must have been about 10 years old. He was going, "Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. How are you this morning? What can we help you find? Because if you were looking for it, we got it, and we'll give you a good price." And his dad came over there, and he kind of put his hand over his mouth, and he said, "You'll have to pardon my son. We went to the Bahamas for a long weekend on a cruise, and he said that he was really fascinated about what do they call them, hawkers? The people that get out and they say, 'Hey, pretty lady, come over and we've got the jewelry that you want,' whatever they're called." So he was changing their business model like that, but he was so funny, and because he was out there working it, and I said, "So is there?" I asked his dad. I said, "Is there like a certain thing he's working towards?" And he said, "Yeah." I told him that it would take 20% of whatever we make out of our flea market, and when we have enough money, we'll go back to the Bahamas or we'll go on another cruise. He's working the hell out of it. But he was a hoot.
Oh, Lord.
So that's what Todd needs to do when he has his next yard sale. He needs to get out there and work it.
Work.
Well, spank me hard and call me Rhonda. Good morning, Mr. Sadie.
Well, hellfire, Rhonda, Mr. Sadie.
I'm Mr. Sadie.
Did you get that working, Sally?
Oh, I need his address. I found something for him while we were on vacation. Well, Marcel found it, and I need to send it to him.
You're the Mr. Sadie?
Yeah. So if anybody has his address, I need it. I got something to send you, Mr. Sadie.
And Mr. Sadie, actually, we always say down here, we'll spank my butt and call me Sally's what we say down here.
Great.
Woohoo! Oh, hey, Carol and Frankie's. Hey.
Hi, friend.
Oh, Gloria Vanderbilt died?
What's up with everybody dying? Seems like every other day I'm hearing somebody else dying.
It's
Well,
that
yeah.
and getting old thing.
Oh,
I guess so.
It sucks.
what's her son's name? He's the newscaster.
Okay.
Oh, CNN.
Anderson Cooper.
That's it.
I think she was in her 90s. She's pretty
Yeah, she's
old.
old. She was old when them boys were born.
Yeah.
Carol says she's dying to make sales. I know, right? Shoot.
Where's Bridget at this morning? Is she packing a lot of stuff or something?
Probably is.
She just she put out a couple of videos with her auction stuff. Did she hit an auction this weekend?
Yeah. But she wasn't very happy with it. She only got like half a van load, I think, instead of a full van load. You know, she's not happy unless she's trying to decide on whether Chris has to hang on to the rooftop carrier to get home, or whether he's gonna have to Uber.
Well, that first one with the house, she said there wasn't that much stuff in there.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
And then she was going to another one on Sunday.
Yeah, she probably tired from driving back, I'm sure.
Yeah, 'cause it seems like she drives a couple hours. It sort of sounds familiar, doesn't it, Kathy?
Just a little bit.
She drives a couple hours to every place she goes.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to.
I got a couple of storage auctions that I need to check on, see if I'm still winning or not.
I felt stupid this weekend. I always run sales. I've always got some kind of promotion going on. I do the 1% promoted, and I'm not saying this is the way everybody should do it. It's just what I do. I do the 1% promoted listings on everything, which was still running. And I had at one point late last week, I had like a 25 or 30% sale going. Well, I forgot that I put an end date on it, and I didn't start another sale because I typically have my stuff priced a little bit higher, and then I put a decent sale on. And nothing sold on Friday or Saturday. I'm like, wait, I usually sell at least one or two items, you know. It's like, I better go turn that. Then I realized that I'd put an end date on my sale, and I'd forgotten to create a new one.
Uh-oh.
That's no fun.
How long of a sale do you run, Craig? Like,
I usually do them 2 or 3 days at a time. Yeah. I'll just kind of poke around. I usually start with a smaller percentage, and then I just kind of work my way up to where I'm comfortable at, and I'll start over again. Again, not that I'm saying that's the right way. That's just what I chose to do. It's done pretty well for me.
Well, that's what I think the way everybody else does too.
Right.
I find a shorter sale is better.
Yep.
I think.
I think that's the case. And I've not proven it, but I think it's. And that's the thing that's so hard about Cassini and all that is, in my mind, is it the fact that you changed that sale or started a new sale, or is it the fact that you did something to your account to modify every listing?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I think that's the hardest thing about figuring Cassini out. Is it that I lowered my price? Is it that I modified, I put this in my listing, or is it that you did something to your listing? I don't know.
Just
I think
doing to it.
I think Cassini's all messed up because I've been selling stuff and hadn't done anything. I mean, nothing. I've been busy doing everything else for the last 2 weeks. And I've been selling more, actually, at least 1-2 things a day.
I think the key on eBay is you find the right items, you list items consistently, and you price them appropriately. And theoretically, a lot of things, most things should sell if you're picking the right items.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But what was it last week? Half the time you couldn't get on to eBay, or you couldn't list on eBay. I had several.
Oh yeah.
I was on a networking show, nothing to do with eBay, and this one person said, "Hey Tom, are you having problems getting anything listed on eBay?" And I'm like, "Well, I've only tried listing one thing and it went through, but I've heard other people having listing problems."
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Well, I sell on eBay just to make extra money, and I haven't been able to get anything to stick for about 2 or 3 days. I said we need to call eBay and find out what's going on. But and of course, I told her about Chick Picker's show because I'd never seen her name before. So she said she was going to pop in when she gets a second and see. I said, they're a bunch of good old assholes. What can you say?
Some of the best assholes you'll find around.
That's right.
Dang it.
Just some good old people. They're not uppity or any of that kind of stuff. They'll tell you when they messed up and when they did good.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me is a good thing there. When you tell about your screw ups, just as good as you can tell about your home runs, that's a good person there.
Bridget must be doing something. She just released a video.
Who did?
Bridget.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, that's probably what she was doing, getting it together.
She needs to get her butt in here.
Well, that's why she's probably more successful than all of us put together, because she does what she has to do.
I know she's a power seller. She is a true power seller. She sells. She's upset if she's not shipping at least 30 things a day. And Maggie's the same way.
I don't know if it's all. I mean, she is Bridget. I can say Bridget sells some stuff, and it's not. And you really can't compare it to Bridget either. A lot of times, because like I've said before, it doesn't matter. I can buy the same thing that you can buy and won't be able to sell it because of the price I have to buy it for.
Yeah.
You have to look at dollar amounts too. Not only how many packages you're sending out, are you hitting your benchmark for your day? Like, are you making your threshold for that day? Because I can sell 10 big items, like big price items, where you can sell 10 small items and we still won't make the same amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's just more of, I think you have to look at it at goal wise is what's your goal for the day, and you can't compete with nobody.
Right.
Bridget's powerhouse. I can't compete with Bridget. I ain't going to try to compete with Bridget. I applaud her 100% every day.
Yeah.
But never compare yourself to how many packages somebody's got going out or how much they make a day. It's just your threshold, I think.
Well, another thing too is one person might be just happy as I'll get out, sending out 40 packages that he or she's making $5 a profit on.
Right.
Because they would rather deal with throwing stuff in the padded envelopes and shipping them out. Not too many people want to do what Jim and Tara do, where Jim's out there building a wood frame around moose head.
Nope, ain't doing that.
I could have a truckload of packages going out, 50, 60, 70 packages, and not make a penny.
Exactly.
And I think that's what's deceiving about talking about how many I've got going. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it can be deceiving if say I've got 30 packages going out. Well, that's great, but how much money do you make?
Yeah. And I'm not saying anything bad, but Bridget, like I said, I could only inspire to have as many listings as she does.
I meant that she has her workout. I was thinking about her workout. She doesn't allow herself to be distracted. She doesn't say, well, I'm going to go in and hang out.
Mm-hmm.
If she has something to do, she sticks to it.
She does.
Yeah.
She's that's one thing to say. She's focused on that. And
Yeah.
I just don't want nobody, because we do have some newer people in here, to ever think that, just because you have 5 packages compared to some, like one of ours, 20 packages going out, not even Bridget, any of us.
That's meaningless. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But she does some good videos, and she has a lot of good information too.
Yeah.
She tries different things. That's what I like too.
Yeah.
Because
I've been looking at higher price stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm gonna have to pay more up front, but like I've been looking for Bun coffee makers, the big ones, the commercial ones. Yeah. If you can find them for a good price, you can make some money off of them.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't have known that without Bridget, that's for sure. So I wouldn't have thought about that.
Any of that commercial kitchen type stuff does real well. Is it Hobart that makes the mixers and the blenders and all that are big money?
I think so.
Because Bridget must lay in bed before she goes to sleep and looking at auctions. Because she'll IM me through Facebook. She'll go, "Hey, go here and look at this auction. You need to bid on this, and this," because she's looking at auctions in my area. Because she'll do like restaurant auctions and they'll pop up in my, for Charlotte.
Yeah.
She'll go look at them, but she'll like, you need to bid on this, this, and this.
Mm-hmm. If you want to learn something, definitely this is the channel to be at because you have a lot of knowledgeable people in different areas.
Bridget's primary sourcing is auctions, isn't it?
Yeah. And she has some good auctions. I would just like to go to one of the auctions she has just to see all the different stuff. Because I'm sure we don't see everything like she gets to see in full detail. But I'd be a lost damn puppy up in there. I mean, I know what to look for is like storage units, but the rest of it's kind of like, yeah, I need more time. I need about 5 extra days to look at this stuff, please.
But 1 week Bridget listed 500 items.
Wow.
That is a lot. And she said they were sort of similar. It wasn't like she was just changing the name on stuff.
Right.
But she said she did 500, and she said she was exhausted.
I would love to be able to list like her. That would be, oh my God. I'm lucky if I can get 10 items listed a day. That's just a task for me.
Well, you have had some health issues to have to deal with.
Yeah.
My excuse is I'm just fat and lazy. That's it.
That's the way
I'm not living in a dream world. I'll tell you like it is.
I'm just fat and lazy. No, I need naps. I like my nap time. I have discovered I am not the only person in this world. I have my napping partner. He is married to my twin. He has to have naps like I do, so I'm not alone. I love a good nap. I think that's my problem. If I'd stop napping, I'd probably get 500 things listed.
I was so tired last night when I got home. I brought Roberta home, then I had to turn around and go pick up Vanya at the hospital because he worked last night.
Oh, goodness.
And so it was about 10 o'clock time they had a bunch of shit going on at the hospital. So he works in the blood bank, so they were having to pull a lot of plasma and all that kind of stuff out and get it prepped ready for surgeries that was going on last night.
Ooh.
So he was late getting out of there, and when I let him drive home because I said I'm just tired. And I got home. I made me a quick something to eat. Oh, I know what I had: a piece of toast with some apple butter on it. And I went to bed, and next thing I knew, my alarm was going off this morning. Normally, I'll get up and go to the bathroom, or my phone will ka-ching, or somebody in one of these Facebook groups I'm in will post something which makes my phone chime. So I have to see what that is because I'm just nosy as hell.
I know, right?
But last night I slept through all of it. If Roxy got under the covers with me, I don't have a clue.
I was in bed by 8 o'clock.
Usually she'll pat me wanting to get up under the covers. If she did last night, I don't know. Which she might have been up on Sasha's bed sleeping. Because Sasha, my son, is up at his grandfather's for a couple of weeks. My father-in-law said he had a bunch of stuff he'd like to get done. Can he borrow one of the kids? So Sasha's one of these that you tell him what you want done, and he will stick to it till he gets it done.
Well, that's good.
So he's up there for a couple of weeks, or until he gets finished. Because I told Robert, I said, get done, because this stuff that he just wants to get done because he's getting older, and how that kind of thing goes. I said, so you need to go ahead and he can stay as long as you need him to get all this stuff done, because once he comes home, it's going to be looking for a job, and his days of going to spending a couple of 3 weeks with Grandpa and Grandma are going to be over with because he's going to be earning a living. But I told Robert, which I've got, he's at home. I've got two 1945 radios, Ford radios that came out of 1945 Ford automobiles in here on my kitchen table. I got to get listed. He says, see if you can sell these. Because he was at one time he was collecting stuff like that because he was rebuilding a car, and now he's got all this extra stuff left over. I said, well, I'll see what I can do.
Bless you.
Oh, the only thing about living in the South, it doesn't take much to stir your allergies out. I'll be right back. Don't talk about me. I can hear you.
Just have to be quiet when we talk about him.
Lori, how are you and Teresa doing?
What's that?
How are you and Teresa doing?
Hanging in there.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about Tanner.
Yeah. She's taking it really hard.
Yeah.
You know, we've had him for 11 years, and it's like losing. I don't compare it with losing a child by any means, but it, you know, it kind of feels that way.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with the comparison, honestly, because
it's. I'm just glad he's not. I'm glad he's not in pain or suffering anymore. So
yeah.
Which, you know, Thursday I kind of knew when he wasn't eating or drinking or what, you know, he wouldn't even accept his favorite thing, which is cheese. You know, he loved cheese. He could hear a cheese wrapper a mile away and come running, and he just had that look. I was like, uh-oh. It's just a matter of days, matter of hours. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, we found a really nice place in Lebanon to do the cremation, and with a really nice, you know, setup and a really nice urn, all this stuff, very affordable. And just so happens a girl that works for Teresa, her best friend works there, so she's personally handling all that for us. So, but we'll get him back next week, and I'm gonna make a collage thing for Teresa for her and stuff. So. Yeah, she's having a rough time.
Yeah, I've been thinking of her. Tell her I've been.
Yeah.
It is hard.
What's really sad is Bambi, the little dog. You know, She absolutely adored Tanner, and I think that dog was laying there grieving the other night because she was laying, her body was just shaking, and her little bottom lip was just quivering. I said, I didn't tell Teresa, but I told my daughter. I said, I think this dog is crying over Tanner.
Nope, I still got 7 minutes.
No, it was sad.
It is sad.
And she goes and looks at his place where where his bed used to be, and then the other dog, Hope, who we had, just a little bit longer than Bambi, she went and laid in Tanner's spot in front of the fireplace for hours. She just laid there. So I think they know they understand. But I told her, I said he's always going to be with us. I said with the line of the things that I do with the paranormal, I said I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't come back with Mom and Dad, So yeah.
Have you done anything with that lately?
With the paranormal?
Yeah.
No, not other than just around here. We've been asked to do a couple places boxes, and then when we go to set it up, especially the one that has some really bad stuff going on, they change their mind. They don't want us there. So I mean, it's like we get all geared up to go, we get all the gear packed and ready to go, and then like before we even get in the vehicle, it's like, oh, never mind. You know, it's like, okay, you know, it's a pain in the butt really when you got as much gear as we have. So, because you know, we got all the cameras, we got all the voice recorders, all kinds of stuff. So we've got, you know, Pelican briefs of all that stuff, and then all the cables and wiring. And when we go to load that stuff up, you know, it takes up a lot of my back of my truck and stuff. So it's like, it's a pain in the butt when they wait an hour before we're supposed to leave to say, we don't want you to come now. So we're just waiting. We're kind of we used to do it every weekend. We used to go out all the time with residentials and stuff like that. People would call us, and a lot of times they would call us, and then they would call their friends over too. Say, hey, look what we got going on. I was like, how do you expect us to get anything done with all these people traipsing through here? More like a sideshow thing. So I said, from now on, it's going to be emergencies only. So I got tired of being put on display, basically, for all the neighbors to come and watch. So. Oh. We're supposed to do the old Elks in Lebanon because there's some stuff going on there, but they haven't called it yet. My nephew's supposed to set that up for me.
What is that? What is that up on top of that shelf behind you, Lori, over your left shoulder?
This over here or over here?
Yeah,
the
tower-looking thing.
That one? Those are right here?
Yes, there.
Right there. That's Fisher Price GeoTrax train track. I think it's called the Tower High Chimes Tower.
Okay.
So, but most of this, the first two, and the tops of those, and a couple over there, are all that Fisher Price train track stuff I've gotten. I finally got it all sorted except for 2 sets. Still got sitting over here on the floor. So that's all. I've already sold some of it. So I paid $50 for 3 great big garbage bags full and a big tote full, and I've already made that back. So the rest is all going to be profit. So what's that?
I just wanted to address something God the Good One asked. He said, Queen City Picker, is it true that YouTube and Google are ending panels? And what they're doing is, from what we've been told, what I've heard, and I heard this from the folks over at Pusa Studios, and they seem to be pretty knowledgeable about all this stuff. They said that that YouTube is getting rid of these 8-hour, these people that are running 8 and 12-hour long lives, because all it's doing is burning up storage space. And where they're not, they're like music or the whole time they're like trying to make conversation. They're just burning up time.
Mm-hmm.
But they're getting rid of that, and they're probably going to limit, like, let's say 3 hours or 4 hours or something like that.
Kind of like what Facebook does. They do every 4 hours.
Yeah.
But you can
supposed to get my fix of giraffes being born.
Right now, right?
But you'd still be able to, you could do your the allotted time and then kick it on again and do it again. So they're still going to be using up the same amount of space.
Mm-hmm.
High NCB media. Well, even the games. I mean, nothing's replacing Hangouts.
Yeah.
Woo! Where did that thought go?
That totally derailed.
You'll catch it sometime tonight.
Yeah, I'll think about it tonight. Then I'll get back on here and do a quick live and say, "Hey, by the way,
you were talking about the games.
The gamers. The gamers don't. They might sit and record for hours.
Mm-hmm.
But they only most of the time, unless they're doing lives, they cut it down into like 20-minute segments because it takes a lot of editing to do these, those kind of gaming. I haven't heard anything about stopping Hangouts. I've just heard that they're stopping these 8-hour things, the continuous play ones. Just because it's burning up so much hard drive space on servers.
You mean like the listing challenges?
Mm-hmm.
It might have to be a case where she has to break it up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we can't have that.
But it's not done.
Wow.
YouTube has got a lot of problems on their hand. I've been following a couple of other websites that do basically the same thing as YouTube, but they've not really been mainstream like YouTube has. And they're getting ready to gear up, or they're gearing up to go after YouTube. One of them is an English company. And I think YouTube's getting ready to have a lot more competition. So they can't start jerking things around too much, or people will start walking.
Mm-hmm.
So
Everybody going over to Twitch.
you still have to have your YouTube
Mm-hmm.
for Twitch, unless you use one of these other companies. But yeah, I don't think it'll do anything. I mean, I can see where they would limit, because if you know anything about computers, video is a
It eats up the memory. It eats up the memory and storage, that's for sure.
So I think it's something they're working on, and they're probably going to put limitations, and I can understand that. But a lot of people really enjoy the Hangouts. I mean, I enjoy the Hangouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they've been having such a time.
Yeah, they've had a lot of issues lately.
Last week, people were having a hell of a time starting lives.
Get
Get
it.
it.
Get it?
I mean, some of the people I listen to on a regular basis, they were having time getting live started, or they get live started and nobody can get into it.
Yeah, no,
Which might have been the problem that you were having last week, Deb, when you couldn't get into lives.
I couldn't get on.
I think there were multiple times where people would start them up and nobody else could join to their
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what was happening.
Well, there was for a while there, people would join Valerie's shows, and I think it happened with me one time too, and you couldn't see them. You could hear them, but you couldn't see them. The people that were watching the live show couldn't see them or hear them.
Oh yeah, the people.
And half the time they didn't show up in like the photos at the bottom of the screen. So I think they've just been having some problems they've been trying to get straightened out. Good morning, Patrick, Jane, Forums. How you doing? Oh, crap. And if the panel members wanted to do say something in the chat, these new folks that are coming through, they can hit your name and subscribe to you.
Great.
Stopping. Oh, he is stopping.
It's too early in the morning not to be a smart.
Oh, God. Stopping.
All right, bye, Mom. Have a good day.
Bye, Mike.
Me.
Let's see.
We got to get Sally up to 1,000 because she's probably got 8,000 hours of view hours.
Mm-hmm. I got a lot of viewers, but I think I have 459 subscribers, something like that.
Regular content helps. And again, I'm not professing to be a professional or the go-to word on this. Just
Yeah.
the things that I've seen and things that have helped me.
I have commitment issues, so
It's
if I don't get 1,000, I'm okay.
Well, you know, Tara, you've heard me and Tara talk about it. We just want to get to 1,000 so we can say we were at 1,000. You know, we did it. And as everybody moves up to 1,000, they'll probably bump it up, or at some time bump it up to
2,000.
100 or 2,000 or something like that.
I'm sorry. Oh, thank you, Patrick. Yeah, it's too much commitment for me.
Yep, I've got 2,000 subs that never watch anything I do.
Shut up.
We watch.
You got channel time.
Greg's got jokes.
We watch 20 minutes of your butt.
I know what you're talking about. I'm not showing your ass all the time, Todd.
I've got 74 subscribers and I've never posted a single video.
You got how many?
74.
That's wow. That's cool.
Well, you're just going to have to. You're going to have to do something. You'll have to put some kind of video on there.
Yeah.
Do you put your singing ones on there, Maggie?
What's that?
Do you put your singing ones on there?
I think I have some of those. Yeah.
I thought you did.
Yeah.
Those are good. I like those. I like to watch y'all sing. I think it's so cool. And Maggie get down. She's getting down too. I said, look at our girl go. She got me.
Well, one thing's for sure is I'm not having a like a dick sucking subathon type thing. I am not that hard up, okay?
Well, Sally does two things. Sally works and she sleeps and tries to fit in a little eBay there in the middle or Poshmark. Because that third shift stuff will kill you.
I'm just not, like, yes, I want to be, be able to be monetized. I already have the whatever you call it through
Watch
ads. Like I'm already signed up with that and everything. And Liz says Sally likes organic, no BJs.
Yeah.
Damn straight. Damn straight. Yeah, so I mean I have that and I have the hours. I just don't have the subs. So no doubt, Valerie.
Lord have mercy. What did I walk away from?
Just let it ride.
I was like, okay. She likes organic. Okay. What challenge y'all are doing now? But yeah, I'm good. Can't leave y'all for 5 seconds for a phone call.
Sorry, Kathy.
Now come back to no BJs. It's like, what the hell?
No, I'm just not that hard up for subs, like if it happens kind of thing,
Yeah.
Please don't roll it on the keyboard.
You're so
I'm over
funny.
there getting some cat butt.
Yeah, my cat, she likes to lay between my keyboard and the edge of the desk, and if she rolls over, then she like presses all the keys at one time, and then it takes me 20 minutes to figure out how to get my screen back. Yeah.
Texas Val is so bad. Man,
Awful.
I don't know what she'll do when Kansas Valerie gets there.
I know it.
oh, we're all going to be in trouble then. Oh, Lord help us. Oh, them two together, ain't no telling what trouble they might end up in. That video.
When is that supposed to happen? Val, when is Liz? When
When are they jumping, Todd? Is it Wednesday?
Wednesday morning.
Wednesday?
Ooh, Lordy.
Yeah, I got to get up like 6 a.m. to drive all the way down there and grab the old man.
You're lucky you're going to be able to see that, though.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
going to be fun.
Make sure you take your camera so you can, video it. That's good content right there.
Hopefully they'll do a commercial. Like when my son Vanya jumped, they had a cameraman following with them. And so the whole time, Vanya and his jump partner, whatever they call them, were always facing the cameraman, unless his jump partner decided he was going to spin him around and
Right.
do some tricks and stuff like that. No, my fat ass won't be doing that because first of all, if I was to say, "Hey, I want to do a double jump," first you'd hear over the radio, "Okay, we got a big one. How about get those retro Apollo 13 or 15 out? We're gonna have the big boys out."
Is that still happening? That $3 off of eBay? I thought it was just for that one day.
I think those are usually for the one day.
Because that was Saturday. I seen that, and I used mine. I used it to get some watch tools.
I don't know what that was in.
Yeah, I didn't even have it. I just I found it from the free guy. The freebie guy, and then I use that. Okay, Fishing and Picking said it still worked for him. So anybody
cool.
that hasn't used it, it's promo 3, and you just put that into the coupon part on eBay. If you need to buy anything, like you could buy something that's $3.01 and use that $3 coupon.
I gotta use my shipping materials code. I haven't done it for this quarter yet.
We got to use ours.
You haven't done it for this quarter yet.
No.
Yeah, well, you better hurry.
Yes, Mother, I will.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I usually use mine the first day. Because if you don't get in there, you get shitty stuff. There's nothing to choose from.
Yeah.
Bridget's already got her items in a cart.
Yeah. I usually know exactly what I'm getting whenever, like, because one time I'll do like boxes and and I don't use those boxes very often. I just have a couple of sizes that I use from there. But like the poly bags, and I get tissue paper and stuff like that, stickers and all that kind of stuff. And then the next time I'll do tape, and then so like right now I have a ton of freaking tape. I probably still have 150 rolls of tape.
My God.
Because whenever I went to the higher up store, I did it whenever we were changing coupons. So I got my shipping supplies coupon, and then I got the Anchor Store's shipping supply coupon. Yeah, it was the exact right time. You did that too, Kathy, didn't you?
I think so. Yeah, we ended up doing that too. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good time to do it.
Yeah, it was.
So we got like $200 in shipping supply coupon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like their eBay tape. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
I love their eBay tape.
Oh, I do too. I use it on. I even use it on my Poshmark stuff.
Yeah. Oops, here we go. Gotta post it up.
Oh, Roberta has ordered stuff, and I've had to send it back to Amazon, and of course I've already used the box. I'll use the boxes that Amazon stuff comes in, and I've shipped so much eBay stuff in Amazon boxes. They're probably thinking I'm drop shipping or something, but I mean, I do. I've got a pile of them that I flattened out over here that I use because they have some really good sizes.
They do. That's what we use those, and we'll tape it up with Amazon or eBay tape. We'll have Amazon boxes with eBay tape on it. I don't care.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Liz, the tape is better. It's better than whenever it first came out.
Yeah.
I think that's on order with my next coupon.
Yeah.
It's good.
You can tape. I mean, I use it on everything, even on what was it? Brandon said something about the van or something, and I said, just throw some eBay tape on it.
It works.
There was
it can't look any worse.
I know, right?
on Facebook, they'll throw these like prom pictures where these kids have made their own prom outfits and whatnot. There was one couple that had the whole outfit was not eBay tape, but she had used eBay tape for like accents on it, and the rest of it was like silver duct tape. And his tux was silver duct tape also, but it had like an eBay tape for the lapel.
Oh my gosh.
And, around the cuffs of his jacket. But back when it first came out, everybody complained about it didn't stick or it didn't stay.
Yeah.
That's what I use around my windows to tape the plastic on my windows in the winter.
Gotta use what you can.
Well, that's some good stuff because y'all have some hellacious winters up there.
It works. It keeps the plastic on.
I was getting gas, and this guy pulled up, and he had I think it's a Class B, the one that looks like a motorhome. It's the one that looks like it's got a van front, and then it's got the camper that goes over the top of the area where the drivers. And anyway, he's filling up with diesel, and I said, headed south? He said, no. He says, I'm headed back to Indiana. He said, my wife and I decided after this last winter that it was time for us to move further south. So we're actually moving about 4 blocks away from here, which would be over in my general area. He said, this past winter, it was just too cold up there. And he says, we're getting older, and we're retired. So they're selling their house and moving south. But hell, Nikki had what, snow 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Sally was wearing shorts and her halter top on shows, and Nikki's wearing mucklucks and
Yeah. It can be pretty crazy.
it's just you know, around here people it'll stay cold and people are like, God, I'll be glad when summertime gets here. And then summertime gets here and it's like, God, will winter never get here. True 72 said I ordered it. I'm assuming they're still talking about they're still talking about tape. Ordered it the first time they offered it and it was crap. That's what a lot of people said. That it would not stick.
But it's better now. Because like
Prettier now too.
I can't hardly get it to not stick to stuff. Like, whenever you're trying to not get it to stick to whatever and you're, trying to hold on to it, you got a long piece of it. It like sticks to everything. So I think it sticks pretty good, actually.
It really does.
It's well, it's free. Well, it's advertising that we're paying for.
Yeah.
I mean, to put it bluntly. But then again, I mean, I always just spend what I very seldom spend much more over than my free coupon.
I don't either.
Right. I don't ever.
If they would run a good sale, like one,
Nah, that ain't gonna happen.
once every quarter, if they'd run a good sale on their shipping materials, then people would probably load up on it.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I bought a bubble gum ball. That's how you say that. Bubble gum ball machine. My mouth wouldn't work right.
I was gonna say it was a mouthful, but that.
And it's metal and it's got the glass bulb. And I mean, it's pretty nice. It was made in the 80s. And I think I got that sold. I'm going to sell it locally so I don't have to ship it.
Oh.
So I think I got it sold for $50. So,
Oh, good.
and I paid $40 for everything I got. So if I could sell that for $50, then I've already made my money back.
Especially if you sell it local, then you pay no fees. That's good.
Mm-hmm. No returns.
Well, and to ship that.
Oh, yeah.
I'd almost ship them separate.
Yeah. There you go.
That way I know they're not anywhere near each other.
Exactly.
It's always nice to have one item that pays for your whole lot that you buy.
Oh,
For
yeah.
sure. I like those.
I bought a storage auction one time. It's been a long time ago, and it had 5 of the gumball machines in it with the stands. And this guy bought them, and I put them on Craigslist, and he bought them off of Craigslist. I said, "You have a bubble gum route," and he says, "No." He says, "What I do is I strip them down, repaint them, make sure everything's working right." And he says, and then I put custom decals on it. Like he said, I made a John Deere one, and I did a Batman one, and like that. And then he says, I sell them at my flea market.
Oh, that's really
Oh, that's cool.
And
That's cool. That's a good idea.
but he did that, and I thought that was pretty cool because my next door neighbor, actually, Herman, he's a big John Deere fan. Matter of fact, anytime I get John Deere stuff, he's got first dibbies on it. And he's got a double gumball machine you know how the ones that have the metal stand and they'll have two gumball machines on it. One's yellow, one's green, and
Oh, cool.
pretty cool looking. Which I thought about trying to figured out a way to do the Wi-Fi around this house where you had to drop a quarter in it to be able to get Wi-Fi. So
Yeah,
these kids,
Oh, go
these
ahead.
kids in my house that stay on the internet all the time, they can start seeing how much they really like being on the internet.
Mhm. No, I was just gonna say I had Brandon take it apart because it had like old gumballs in it and stuff.
Right.
It looked pretty nasty. And so and it had a bunch of change in it. And so I had Brandon take it apart and everything. Well, he went to bed and I was like trying to get this thing back together and it was kind of hard. It was kind of hard to put back together after I had washed it and everything. But I know how to put a gumball machine together now.
If y'all saw Chad's video the other night when he did the restore on whatever it was he restored, I don't even remember.
It was a tobacco trimmer or tobacco something, wasn't it?
Oh, the shredder.
Shredder, yeah.
Tobacco shredder?
Yeah, it was cool.
It's like a tobacco shredder mill. You'd put the tobacco down in it, and then you turn the handle, and it would cut it up into smaller pieces.
Oh, yeah.
Which is really cool. I like watching those things. There's another one called Rescue and Restore, and he does a gumball machine, and he strips it down all the way down to the base parts, and then brings it back up. So that was pretty cool. But that's
I kind of like stuff like that I don't know about. I could see the guts of it and then put it back together and sell it off.
The Rescue and Restore. That's, I think I mentioned last week, where he did the children's, like the early, I don't know, 50s easy bake oven.
Oh,
where they had it was metal, and the paint on it had lead in it because he has a little lead tester he tested it with. So he had to strip it all down. But it didn't work by a light bulb like they do now. It actually had a coil that heated up, like the old space heaters. They had that little spring-looking coil that runs back and forth.
Yeah,
that's what they cooked with. And he threw one of those infrared thermometer temperature checkers, whatever, and it was like 375 degrees.
Oh my God!
We were like, Roberta and I were watching it together. She's like, "How did these little girls or little boys not, get themselves burned up messing with this thing? Because the whole thing is 10." So that meant that whole thing had to get up to 375 degrees, or it got hot. But
that's crazy.
We didn't, because I didn't have children until 20 years ago. But children used to play with some crazy ass stuff.
Yeah.
Fisherman Pittman says that there are thousands of YouTube videos on people who restore Hot Wheel cars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, see, I've watched those. Those are interesting too.
I got some Hot Wheels yesterday, or the day before yesterday. Yeah.
You sit back and you think about stuff you did as a child. First of all, I've just probably destroyed $1 million worth of baseball cards in the spokes of a bicycle.
Oh yeah.
And we used to take bottle rockets and tape them to cars to see how far we could launch them. So that was probably $1 million. Those are cool looking, Sally.
That's a transformer.
That's cool.
Oh.
It actually, I don't know.
Oh, that beats the eyes.
Yeah, one of them.
My daughter likes to watch how they take those Monster High dolls and then they totally remove the face and then just totally repaint, and then they add Sculpey clay and turn them into whole different characters. It's pretty neat. One lady turned
Oh wow.
one lady turned one into Ursula from Little Mermaid. It was so cool.
That is cool.
Are Hot Wheels
Wait.
that valuable that they're worth going to the trouble of restoring them?
Some of them are, yeah. Some of them, if they're from the 1969 and stuff, they can bring in some money.
These
I
are
sold a bag
from
of I sold a bag of broken ones. That they were the red lines, and they were missing the wheels. And I still sold that bag of little bag of 3 cars, and they were pretty rough shape for like $24.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, look at that one, Sally.
these are like 1990s.
Yeah.
that's cool.
Very cool.
The red lines are definitely the ones to look for. But
Oh yeah.
for those kind, so even the parts they're going to pull. If they can pull an axle or just one
Mhm.
wheel or all the parts
They
are.
definitely sell. I had a crap ton of red lines from when I was a kid, and my ex-husband didn't pay the storage fee. He was my husband at the time. Told me he paid it, did not pay it, so it all went to auction. I probably had at least 1,000 red lines
Wow.
because I've collected Hot Wheels since I was a kid. I was so mad.
Yeah.
These guys like this restore and recycle or whatever it's called. He has a machine shop, and I'm just amazed by he's going to replace this brass bolt in it, but I don't have one to have one, so I'm going to just throw a piece of brass bar stock into this lathe, and I'm going to make one. And I'm sure it's takes a lot longer than what the video shows, but it's just amazing that these guys can, and I'm sure girls too. So I don't want to be sexist here. They just throw a piece of bar stock in there, and in a few minutes they have the exact type of bolt they need to match the other ones. But there was one guy I was watching that was restoring a Matchbox or Hot Wheels car, and the ones that are that have been crushed basically. He takes it apart. He keeps the tires. He keeps the axles. All of that kind of stuff. He keeps off of it, and of later using it to restore another one. I want my nose to freaking run.
All right, you got somebody that was listening apparently. NASCAR. I don't know if y'all know NASCAR Man 3345. That's Derek, and he is uber knowledgeable in all things Matchbox, Hot Wheels, all that. Very smart.
Oh God. I had a neighbor once upon a time. You walked into his house, you thought you walked into a NASCAR gift shop. And I mentioned him before. He and his girlfriend were bad to drink, and when they would drink, they would fight, and somebody usually ended up in jail. I came home one afternoon, and they had been drinking, and she was standing on the front porch with an aluminum baseball bat, knocking stuff into their front yard.
Oh God.
Dishes, the coffee mugs, and this guy was really big into. He was one of the racer that was killed on the track. David, was it David?
Dale Earnhardt.
Dale Earnhardt. That's who it was.
Dale Earnhardt.
My neighbor, he cried for 3 days after when this guy got killed, and I feel sorry for their families and stuff like that. But I don't know them, and Nobody. If something was to happen to Todd, you know, I'd have to go in the morning. I'd wear black for a month or something like that. But you know, he had a bunch of like collector plates and coffee mugs and other whatnots like that with Dale Earnhardt's name on it, and she just busted the hell out of them with that baseball bat. She had enough.
And she probably loved every minute of it.
She did. She laughed. She says, "Look at this, Tom," and she tossed the dadgum coffee mug up in the air and busted that sucker. You know, when it came down, she sent it flying across our front yard because we basically shared the front yard. And I said, "I'm not cutting that damn grass until you get all that shit picked up out there." And he ended up, because he was in jail by this time. The popo had already been there and took him to jail. When he got out and found out what she did, he pressed charges against her. And the judge, and because I was witness to it, I had to go to court. And the judge said, "Here's what we're going to do. Young lady, you're going to get your stuff and you're going to get the hell away from him." And he said, "I'm basically putting a miles restraining order on both of you. If there's any more situations that the police ever called to it, there's going to be big problems." So she ended up moving back to Kentucky. But there was days you could just take a chair out and sit in the front yard and watch them fight. But he did. He had probably his house looked like a daggum NASCAR gift shop. He had one of everything.
What was wrong about this Tamagotchi? It's only going to bring like 35. But still, that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
How much you got into it? Very much?
Well, I paid 40 for everything, like the gumball machine. And I have like, I filled up 3 IKEA bags. And plus I still had probably another medium-sized box. So I got a lot of stuff, and it's just like toys and some of them are like Gundam, which is a toy from the 90s, and then Power Rangers, stuff like that. So I just need to put them together because they're like kind of in pieces, like there's arms missing and stuff, but the arms are in there. I just have to put them all together. And so you're having a toy auction? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, don't tell me that. I have so much I have to list right now that I'm going to be so busy. Yeah, I have actually I have the horse with the chariot. And it took me forever to find that on the internet. It's not even on eBay. I couldn't find it on eBay. Anyways, it looks pretty rare.
Y'all be sure and subscribe to NASCAR Man. Did you say his name was Derek?
Yeah. Derek, yeah, NASCAR Man 3345. Very
He's
nice.
going to be a good resource for.
Oh, I already am.
Okay, that'd be a good resource for that kind of stuff.
Sure.
He knows a lot about vintage toys as well. For sure. I think Hot Wheels and Matchbox are his wheelhouse, though.
Yeah, I'm already subscribed to you.
He said, if you show me, I can tell you.
Yeah, he goes live a handful of times throughout the week.
I'll get it. Hold on a second.
It's and that's one of the things that I've learned. I mean, I've discovered going out and visiting these networking shows and stuff like that. Is I've met people that they collect this, that, and the other, and I've spoke to them about different things that I have, and they seem to be really enthusiastic about. Oh God, yeah, I collect these things. I love them. Let me see what you got. And which is what a collector's supposed to be. Because to me, that's a true collector. That not a collector that's collecting it for its monetary value.
Okay.
Yeah, he's probably lurking, fish and picker.
Can you see me?
Yes, ma'am. Hey,
Okay.
Carrie's at the beach.
There it is.
Oh,
It's just, like a little horse, and it has a chariot on the back.
Oh, that's
Is it
cool.
Is it 10?
No. It's plastic.
Huh.
But I've found so many, because I sold a Power Rangers playset before, and it was from the same guy that I got all this stuff from, and I see things that my playset was missing that I have now, so I'm gonna sell it as extra parts, and and you can do that. Like I had a Jurassic Park Jeep that I sold for like $45, and I figured out that the Mage Knights is, I found this on it was Gundam.
Gundam style.
Start dancing. Don't make us do it.
But if you miss like a piece or whatever, you could sell that extra piece to somebody else, and you get crazy money for it. I'm gonna look that up.
Holy hell.
Yeah, parts are always good. It don't matter what it is. I got a lawnmower sitting in our utility room that Sergey's getting ready to start tearing apart. That we're sitting by the edge of the road, and the container off of it, where all the dirt goes into, sells for $35 plus shipping. And the hose is another $15 or $20. I forgot what it was. I told him if he takes it apart, he can have what's left over after fees.
Heck, last summer, my nephew gave me a whole slew of weed eaters, and I took them all apart, cleaned all the parts, and sold the parts. The little plastic bubble looking thing that you prime with because they wear out. I sold them for like $6.99 a piece, and just little parts off of it sold.
I see the one that you're talking about, NASCAR Man, and this isn't the same one. This isn't from Mage Knights. This is Gundam. Let's see if I can find the listing and I'll tell you.
All these TV shows.
Actually, I don't even think I found it on eBay. Yeah, there's a lot of them, especially now that like they have Chinese names, you know, and
Right.
it's hard to keep up with them.
I was talking to a guy on a show the other night, and he was asking me if I had a source for looking for like action figures, finding out who they were, and I said no, and he said that his son was watching an anime convention, you know, where they do all the cosplay and whatnot, and he said I had a character that I didn't know who she was, and all of a sudden this girl walked across the stage. Or walked across the the TV the screen, and he said that's her. And he said his son said, "What are you talking about?" He says, "I've got the action figure for her. Who is she?" And he just kind of like rattled it. His son rattled it off like it was nothing, you know. Oh, that's so and so. But so now he says the first thing he does is he tells his son, "I've got these action figures. I don't know who they are. Tell me who they are."
I need somebody like that.
Yeah, and I have the Zeus Gundam guy that goes with this too.
Oh.
Yeah, I actually did find it on eBay. But so the Zeus and the horse, I don't know, let me see if there's any solds on that.
Mr. Sadie, what kind of fish? What kind of machine are you working on? I thought you were the produce business. Are you having to repair your Chop-O-Matic or something? So you can put all those little pieces of onions and peppers in those little plastic containers? Sally, are you being extremely still or are you frozen up?
She might be frozen.
Because I was like, damn, she can play dead.
She may be frozen, yeah. I bet her she's really searching. Yeah, she did.
Did you find anything good on vacation, Kathy? Did you find any resellable stuff, or you were just having a good time?
No, we actually went sourcing the first day we got to Arkansas. Did find that we went into Texas by accident. Really didn't mean to. But they do have some good little thrift stores down there we found. We picked up a few things down there they had on sale, which I was surprised. Even actually, the Goodwills were better than the thrift stores, the little mom thrift stores. Yeah, it seemed like everybody in that area, in that Texarkana area, it just seemed like the small little thrift stores that you think would be non-expensive, they think that they're eBay, people. And I saw there was one we walked in, she literally had eBay up, looking and had something next to her pricing it from eBay. I was like, yeah, I'm out. See ya. I gotta go. But we did find a little candle that was brand new for $2.50, and I can sell it for $34.99. So we found some good stuff. We got to go sourcing. I mean, come on, Tom.
Well, I didn't know whether you were just having a good time.
Oh, no. Yeah, I mean, we always try to find the little thrift stores in the area because it's something new just to see what they have.
Yes.
We always plan at least one day you have to go thrift. And then the rest is kind of, do whatever you want to do. Get it out of the way. And that was the day it was supposed to rain anyway, so we didn't want to be out there digging in the dirt. But I did find out my digging for actual treasure is no fun compared to going to a thrift store.
Oh my God, my nails.
It's a hell of a lot more work. I didn't care about my nails. It's just muddy and
Did you find anything?
Huh?
Did you find any diamonds?
We didn't find any diamonds. They had somebody that found one. We found a lot of quartz and different stones, calcite or something like that. It was interesting. Let's put it that way. But they had a lot of people that were there. I mean, they had at least 300 or 400 people just while we were there.
Hoping to find that special piece of rock.
Yeah, exactly. But it had rained there so much, and all the mud was just like clumped up, and it was just, I don't know. I think it'd have been better if it was cooler and it hadn't been raining for so many days there. That's right, Liz. Vacation goals. You pay for your vacation sources while you're on vacation. I can write it all off now. But yeah, we like to go check them out. And we saw Hank had a furniture store in Texas. She's coming to take over Todd's area. So
What?
There was some Hank store right next to the Salvation Army store. I was like, look, Hank's coming to take over Texas. All kinds of fine furnishing. But it was cool to see. It's just different, that's for sure.
We Roberta and I are going to celebrate her birthday. We're going on a 4-day cruise out of Charleston to the Bahamas.
Oh, and wow.
She said, well, maybe you can do some sourcing while you're there. And we watched some. We neither one have been to Nassau. And we were looking at some videos, and I'm thinking, I don't even know whether I want to get off the damn boat in Nassau or not.
I'll stay in my country. I'm good.
They got a level 2 travelers alert down there.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay right here. I'm not going nowhere.
There's a lot of people that take cruises that never get off the ship. The cruising is really the fun part of it.
Mr. Hank, don't throw your phone in the lake. We had a good. I mean, it wasn't too bad where we stayed at. We had that little camp, that little trailer,
right?
Cabin trailer. It looked like a 1-bedroom trailer, basically, right, that they put a bunch of wood around. But it was fun. I mean, it was different. It was just a dry county. You had to drive 30 minutes to get anything to drink. So that was an adventure.
Hi, Johnny. Yeah, it was a pretty place you were staying at.
Yeah, it was gorgeous out there. I loved it, but we went and Liz and Brian took us through their park that they have up there, Caden Cove, I think it is.
Right.
In Gatlinburg. And
Cage Cove.
Yeah, something Cove. I can't remember.
Cove. That's really nice up there.
It was just to see the brook. I mean, there were some times that we could have just pulled over, got into the brook. I probably never would have left. But it was fun. It was beautiful up there.
My niece that has the horses. Well, her father, my brother, and his wife, and Savannah, that's the daughter. They take horses up there because they have places like paddocks or whatever that you can put your horses, and they'll go up there for like a long weekend, and they'll ride all weekend because they have like miles and miles and miles of walk, trails. Only you have to worry about bears up there.
Yeah, Cade's Cove. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was beautiful. We got to see 3 deer, but it's interesting to see the people's houses that were out there. I guess because she was saying that the state took everything over and they had to die. They died before they give up their land, and it was just interesting to see the different stuff out there. And the car got overheated, but that was fun too because it's overheated right where there was 3 deer. And right at the perfect corner where we had like this little area, looked like some, maybe something had been up in there, but it was kind of cool. We had a good time. It was a blast. Then we went driving around through the hills again and saw a Mountain Poo truck.
Mountain Poo truck.
Mountain Poo. I was like, well, okay then. That was a first. Mountain Poo. It was a septic truck, basically.
You know, Mountain Dew.
I was like, yeah.
The honey wagon.
Huh?
The honey wagon.
Yeah.
That's what we call it out here.
Uh,
The septic tank guy's truck is the honey wagon.
oh, God. Yeah, I wouldn't call that honey. I'm good. Stay far away.
Sally, are you back with us or are you still frozen?
Oh, is she still frozen?
I think she's still frozen.
She may not know it. I don't see her on there. She may be frozen.
Well,
Yeah, business.
yeah, you two ladies in that car were just too hot for it, and it just caused it to overheat.
Well, it was our birthday, so we were having a good time. It was fun though. You needed the vacation, just to get away and not think about, not really think about it too much like you do when you're home.
You can take there. I don't know what the road number is, but there's this really snaky road that runs across the mountaintops from Gatlinburg to Cherokee, and it's beautiful down through there, especially if you're on a bike. And I'm talking about room. Do I?
There's some curvy roads, that's for sure.
Back when I was a kid, my dad and my older brother had motorcycles, and we'd go up there, and other people. We were a member of a campers club. There was like 10 families involved in it, and just about everybody had motorcycles. And we would go up to the mountains and take motorcycles and ride through the mountains. And then, like my mom and my mom and my aunt and some of the other ladies, they would ride together in one of the cars and follow the bikes. And anyway, those curvy mountains on the back of a motorcycle, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Especially when you look over about 4 feet and it falls down, falls about 2,500 feet. It's like, oh man, keep this damn motorcycle on the damn road.
Yeah. Please stay on the road. Yeah. See, if you get car sick real easy, take something before you get to the mountains. I don't know. Brian was zipping through the mountains though. We were zooming through. I was like, well, he's just a professional at this. Don't let him drive.
There's this road up where Roberta's from and Marion. And Marion's down in a valley, and then you go up the side of this mountain up to this other little town. And it's just like curved, like a snake going up through there. And the first time I ever came down that hill with Roberta, we were driving some little small import, a Nissan or something. And she was like just whooping it down through those curves like it was nothing. And I had the death grip on the sucker bar, the chicken bar up here. And I'm like, honey, what? She's talking and pointing stuff out and just coming down that hill. And I'm like, oh, Lord. Like, I learned to drive up here, okay? It's nothing for us. I'm like, okay, but you see these big, because it had the trucker runoffs. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've seen those.
Sandy things that were supposed to slow the trucks down before they go over the side of the hill.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they got those things for a reason. She's like, we don't have to worry about it. And she's just whooping it down through there. I'm like, girl, you're going to kill us all.
Hey, them roads are no joke, man. I was like, I can't do it. I'm a weenie driver when it comes to those.
I'm fine driving them as long as I don't have to look over the side of the road, because I don't do heights.
Oh God, no.
I mean, I don't. You go up into like I've been to the Gateway Arch back when I was a kid, And I had to make myself walk up to the edge so I could look through the portholes, because you go up to the top of it to look down on it. I knew that thing was not, I knew I wasn't going to fall, and I knew that thing wasn't going to fall over, but I just don't like heights. Like,
No.
I can get in a plane and fly. And back when I was a kid, my dad and 4 or 5 other guys had a Cessna 172. And I was learning how to fly just so in case we were flying with him and he had an issue, you know, somebody could land or whatnot. I was fine with that. But I can go to a 40-story tower in uptown Charlotte and walk over to the observation window and look down, and I'm like, no, thank you.
Same way. You ain't get me up there. You can forget that. That is not going to happen.
Yeah, there's just, if you're ever coming from Asheville, North Carolina, headed towards Hickory, North Carolina, there's a stretch of I-40 that you want to pay attention to what's coming up behind you, because it's just a continuous down slope, and those truckers they will run away real fast like.
Mm-hmm.
Because Joanna said my dad always taught me to get out of the way of truckers.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, it's harder for them to stop too because they have such a heavy load behind them. I mean, people don't think about that.
I've always mean to ask Nikki about it, and I don't, and I never think about it when she's on, because God knows we don't see Nikki very much anymore.
That woman's making some cheese. She's trying to make it rain.
It's gonna kill her though.
Yeah, that's one thing I never will cut off a trucker and then slam on brakes, because I mean they have a lot of crap that they're hauling back there, and it's a lot for them to stop. You know, I mean, even in just a regular truck, it's hard for them to stop. My mom used to drive semis, so that's why I learned my lesson.
My dad did too.
Yeah, I mean, unless you want to become, part of the asphalt.
Well, back years ago, my dad had a boat. He had a 21-foot winner. I've talked about it before. He had an easy loader boat trailer with it's not electric brakes. It was like centrifugal brakes. So if you hit the brakes hard, the motion of the weight on the trailer would cause the brakes to lock. And I'm gonna tell you what, I had to lock that sucker down many a time because these fools just whip it over in front of you, and then the light changed to yellow, and they decided they're going to stop.
Yeah.
And smoke is flying and whatnot, and because those trailers with the centrifugal brakes on them were not. I mean, they basically went from slow to lock. There was not like all these different variations of slowing down, and people just don't realize. They don't realize what they're messing with.
They really don't. So I mean, I wouldn't.
My best thing about tractor trailer trucks is, and it happens a lot here in town because we have a bunch of dumbasses that living here that don't know how to drive. When they have on the back of their truck, it's got to make a wide right-hand turn, so they kind of get over the left-hand lane to make the right hand, and somebody will kind of like boogie right on up in there, and they end up getting a trailer drug across their hood of their car. Bye, Joanna. That cake you made, that pie you made for Father's Day looked really, really good. You need to send one to North Carolina to see if how well it travels.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's 12 o'clock. I'm gonna shut this thing down. I need to get some work done, and I need to do something about these allergies.
Yeah, you
Thank y'all for showing up. Thank y'all for coming in. Always welcome to when I'm doing this show. I guess Sally's not coming back in. She's today and tomorrow, so Sally might do the show tomorrow. If she wants to, that's fine. If she don't want to, that's fine too.
Yeah.
And if anybody else wants to do it, Deb, Kathy,
I told you I'm fear of commitment.
Fear of commitment. How long have you been with the old man?
16 years.
Well, that's pretty committed.
Yeah, I mean, after 30, I might have to trade him in, you know. I keep him around for a long time. It's hard time to throw him away. I just can't make that big of a commitment, you know. He understood.
Oh, Lord.
Now, if somebody else can't do it, I'll be glad to do it. I'm home now, so I'm off vacation mode.
Back to work.
I know, right?
So anyway, thank y'all for coming in. Have a great day. I don't have a great day. Make it a great day.
That's right.
And because it's all about you. So thank y'all.
Hi, everybody.
Oh,
Bye, everybody.
let's see. Anybody have any shows before we go? It's coming up.
Not tonight.
Okay. When did
Ow.
Derek? He's got a show. Is that tonight?
I think his is tonight. He's out at the auction tonight at 7.
Yeah, he's doing an auction tonight.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really thinking about. I don't know how to post it, but I think I'm gonna make up a list of when people's having, like you. I guess your show's moving to Wednesday night, which is fine.
Yeah.
Monday, Thursday night, Monday through Fridays is Sundays is what's her name? Valerie. And you know, Tuesday mornings and Thursday mornings is Scott's at the crack of when the sun's coming up. And just to let people know. I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet, but anyway, Mr. Sadie, go catch some fish, dude. You bought that boat and you never fishing. Any final words?
No.
Get plenty of sales.
Keep listening.
That's the whole thing right there. Listing.
Listen.
All right. Y'all have a good day. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Wrong button.